All right, Shalom. First and foremost, before we dive into this lesson, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kadash. Double honors to great millstone elder apostles who teach and rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect that scatter abroad, who may look like the other nations, but indeed are the stock of Israel by the way of their father's side. And the shalom to the sincere Akim that's out there making a body, a living sacrifice, going out there in the highways and byways and hedges, proclaiming His truth and teaching 100% truth. Keep doing so to those may be. Shalom, shalom. And a shalom to the sincere Aquathium that's out there resting in husbands, being a pillar of rest. Keep doing so to those may be. Shalom. And a shalom to those that's tuning in to this live Thursday class. This is St. Louis GMS come back at it again with another Thursday evening class. And basically today's class, what we're going into is basically NATO soon will turn on Babylon. And if you don't know who Babylon is at this point, Babylon is known as America in the scriptures. Okay, Mystery Babylon. And basically it's come out lately that Denmark has basically said they'll shoot first and ask questions later if Trump decides to go and invade Greenland. Okay, so what we are seeing is this right here. Let me grab this real quick. Satan. Casting out Satan. Alright, so this is Matthew 12 and 26. And it says, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Right. And we are literally seeing these Edomite nations, being divided one against another, and a lot of these other nations are not in agreement with, especially America's allies, are not in agreement with what Trump is doing. Okay, that's why Denmark said what they said, because eventually it's going to get to the point where all the allies that America has is going to end up turning on America and blowing this bitch up, basically. Okay, and that's according to prophecy. So that's why the tension is being there already, because when that time comes, they like shit. America been a liability to us. We got to take her out, because the Lord is going to put that spirit on them to do that. Okay, so real quick, we got this article here. It says Danish Prime Minister, which is basically their president, says a U.S. takeover of Greenland would mark the end of NATO. Okay, basically, hey, they not gonna be allies no more. Okay, so it says Copenhagen, Denmark, Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen said Monday an American takeover of Greenland would amount to the end of NATO military alliance. Her comments came in response to U.S. President Donald Trump's renewed call for a strategic, mineral-rich Arctic island to come under U.S. control in the aftermath of the weekend military operation in Venezuela. The Dead of Night operation by U.S. forces in Caracas to capture leader Nicolas Maduro and his wife early Saturday left the world stunned, heightened concerns in Denmark and Greenland, which is autonomous territory of Danish kingdom and thus part of NATO. Okay, Frederick and her Greenlandic counterpart, Jens Frederik Nielsen, blasted the president's comments and warned of catastrophic consequences. Numerous European leaders expressed solidarity with them. If the United States choose to attack another NATO country military, then everything stops. Fredericks then told Danish broadcaster TV2 on Monday that is including our NATO and thus the security has been provided since the end of the Second World War. Trump called repeatedly during his presidential transition in the early months of his second term for U.S. jurisdiction over Greenland. and has now ruled out military force to take control of the island. His comments Sunday, including telling reporters, "Let's talk about Greenland in 20 days." Further, the pen fears that the U.S. was planning an intervention in Greenland in the near future. So, as you see in here, basically, if Trump goes forward with this, basically NATO and America's allies is basically gonna look at America sideways now. Like, hey, you a liability. Okay, we're gonna have to cut ties with you. Okay, and anything you do now, you will be looked at as a threat now. Okay, so hey, the tension is being there. All right, so the Lord is having this play out for a good cause. All right, because this is going to fit into prophecy. All right, and as the scriptures say, these shall hate the whore. All right, and this is prophetic. This is in the scriptures. America's allies, which is NATO, and will eventually turn against this place. All right. So we're gonna jump into this Revelation 17 here because this is what's talked about in here. All right, we'll go ahead.
The book of Revelation 17 chapter, it says, "And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters."
Right. The great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Of course, you brothers know who that is. That's talking about America. All right. And upon many waters is who? Many people, nations, and tongues. Okay. Continue on.
"With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have made drunk with the wine of her fornication."
Right. And the kings of the earth had committed fornication, basically being leagued with this place, Babylon. All right. That's why it says committed fornication. All right. And then it says the drunk of the wine of her fornication, meaning the philosophies of this place. That's why in certain parts in of the world that you seeing that America has influence. You got sodomites running around, transformers. They because they drunk of that philosophy. Okay, continue on. Oh damn.
It says, "So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
Mm-hmm.
And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth."
Right. So now we got here the scarlet colored beast, which is NATO, all right, and the 7 heads and the 10 horns, and we got this picture here, all right, the 7 heads and 10 horns, all right. So right here, I'm trying to zoom in. This touch screen, right? Okay, oh, there we go. So right here, you got the 10 horns right here, which is really what I'm focusing on right now. And one of the countries that's mentioned is Denmark. Okay, so you got the 10 here: Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Spain and Portugal, England and Ireland, and West Germany. Okay, so those are the 10 horns. All right, so that's the NATO nations. Okay, that's allied with America. All right, so now when you go back to this, you should understand who the 10 horns are. Okay, those are the NATO nations that are in league, or they are allies to America. So basically, if America got into a war with a different country, they have these other nations that have to help out America. Same with any other these other nations, they have to get help. Okay, and when you look right here, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the great mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. That's talking about, I mean, that translates into 666. Okay, continue on, bro. Well, I think it's you now.
Verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel?
Mm-hmm.
I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carried her, which have the 7 heads and 10 horns.
Mm-hmm.
The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world.
Right. So the beast that is and is not, I believe that's talking about Great Britain. Yeah, I could be wrong.
That the beast thou sawest was and is not. It's talking about
America.
no, it's talking about because Great Britain wasn't there yet.
Right.
It's Rome.
Rome. Okay.
Because eventually Rome's gonna come back into power. They
Mm-hmm.
had to fall first.
Mm-hmm.
That's America, basically.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you finish that?
No,
Oh, okay.
It was ruling then.
Mm-hmm. Because John was writing this and
Right.
stuff.
He
Yep.
was alive during that time.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it was, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't coming to fruition at that time.
Mm-hmm.
It says, this verse,
You was at verse 8.
yeah, again in verse 8. Let's run back again. The beast that thou sawest and is not shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on earth shall wonder whose name was not written in the book of life and the foundation of the world.
Mm-hmm.
When they beheld the beast that was and is not, and it is.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
and here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth.
Mm-hmm. The 7 mountains represent 7 governments. Okay.
Right. Verse 10. And there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come.
Right, and the 5 that are fallen, I got it right here, is France, the Greeks, Germana Major, and Germana Minor in Spain. So those are the 5 that fallen. Okay, and the other is not yet come. When he cometh, must continue a short space. Now that's talking about America, right? Or Roman Empire reincarnated.
Well, Britain is a part of the 7,
Mm.
and then Rome.
Mm.
Right. You can even click the image.
Yeah, yeah.
Britain is a part of the 7 because that's where America came out of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what was yet to come was the British and the Roman.
Okay.
Because even though the Roman is going to become back, the deadly one was healed, coming back into power.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You said shall descend on the bottomless pit.
And that's talking about Europe.
Yes, that's where America came from.
Yep, because in Jeremiah it says the mother that bore you shall be
Haiti.
yeah, the Haiti.
The British.
Yeah, it's talking about Britain. Yeah, the British. Yep.
It's talking about when it says the virgin daughter of Babylon, it's talking about America.
America. Yep.
Because yeah, Great Britain is like the mother of Babylon, which Babylon is a more bigger whore than Great Britain. You know, like the the daughter outdoing the mama.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
Says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
Right, and that 1 hour, I believe that's going into 40-some years, right?
I'm not sure. Well, that's just going into N.A.T.O though.
Yeah, N.A.T.O. Yeah. Yeah.
It says that they have one mind, they shall give their power and strength to the beast.
Right, because they all are in league with one another. Okay.
But you talking about like the time period of the 1 hour. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That I have to fact check that out.
Right, I believe it could just be referring to the entire time that they're together.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's all temporary. When they form their alliance, eventually it's going to be broken up.
Right.
So it's really a short space.
Yeah, short space. Mm-hmm. Verse 14, I can finish this up. It says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords, and kings of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful, which we know who the Lamb is. It's Yahweh Shai, and eventually they gonna go to war with Yahweh Shai and get ultimately decimated. Okay, you can read that in 2nd Ezra 13, Revelation is 19. Okay, so the Lord is gonna come back and they gonna have to fight him. All right. Verse 15, and he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples, and multitudes, and nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate, and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Right. So those 10 horns, once again, these NATO nations right here, and we read about Denmark saying what they saying about basically if Trump go through with this is going to be the end of our alliance basically. So these same nations are going to turn against Babylon. Okay, that's why it says these shall hate the whore. So as I mentioned earlier, that tension is being here now. So when things continue to progress on, America basically is going to be a standalone on its own, and it's going to be the only ally America will have is the state of Israel. Okay, and guess what? They both going to be singled out. All right. So, that's it on that. Um, Brother Rod, if you want to give me Obadiah 1, you gonna read that to 7. Brother Dwight, can you give me Jeremiah 49 and verse 7? They basically say the same thing, but Jeremiah 49 actually got a little bit more detail on it. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead with that, Obadiah.
Kind of book of Obadiah, it says, the vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, this will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Right, because you seeing these Babylonians, which who's ruling right now, the Edomites. They are at the height of their pride right now. Okay, they are at the height of their pride, and you hear what Trump said to the president of Cuba. He said, "You next." Okay, and he said, "Greenland, we coming over there." Basically, we are seeing the pride of Babylon right now. Okay, which eventually is gonna get taken down. All right, because they had their last hoorah. All right, so we looking forward for these things. All right, continue on.
It says, if thieves came to thee as robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grape?
Right, and I went into the Bible Hub and basically went into this. It says, let me start right here. Well, it said, if grape gatherers come to you, harvesters take bunches, but always miss a few grapes, because that's within the law, to leave some for the poor. All right. And it says the picture is agricultural, familiar to Edom's mountains vineyards. Under Israel's law, gleanings were purposely left for the poor. Even pagans recognized that total stripping was wasteful. The Lord warns that Edom will enjoy no such mercy. Every grape of security will be removed. And it basically parallel to Jeremiah 49, which we got that. And it says comparison exposes Edom's coming devastation as absolute, far worse than any human invasion or harvest. Meaning the Lord basically saying it ain't gonna be nothing left of America. Basically, it ain't gonna be nothing left. Okay. Because when they shoot them missiles off, it ain't gonna be nothing here. It's just gonna be a desert. Okay, so that's why it says, if what was that at verse 6? The grape gatherers, it's gonna be nothing left. Okay, and that's going into riches and stuff like that. But ultimately, there's not gonna be nothing left here. Keep going, verse 6.
says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hid things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound unto thee. There is none understanding in it.
Right. So, all thy men of thy confederacy, that word confederacy basically meaning being an alliance. Okay. Meaning they going to eventually turn against you and bring you down. Okay. And hey, that goes into the, Revelations where we read, these shall hate the whore. All these different countries that are in alliance with America gonna be like, oh hell no, we gotta destroy this bitch. That's basically the end all be all for America. And we read right there in the commentary, that is the future of Esau Edom. All right. The only ones that's going to be saved out of their predicament is the elect of Israel. Okay. All right. That's it on that Obadiah there. Brother, want to go ahead with that Jeremiah 49. 7.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, and verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus said the Lord of hosts, wisdom no more in Teman, his counsel perished from the prudent, is their wisdom vanished. Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon them, the time that I will visit him. That great gatherers come to thee, that they not leave some gleaning grapes. The thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. Leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. But thus said the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
Right.
Verse 13. For I have sworn by myself, said the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse. And all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste.
Right. And hey, you got it in Isaiah 34 where the Lord said what? He has a sacrifice in Basra. Okay. What is Basra? Basra is one of the capital cities of Esau Edom. And where is modern day Basra? Here in America. Okay. That's why the Lord said that Basra shall become a desolation, because the Lord is going to destroy this place. So with this, situation with Denmark saying what they saying, it's all gonna lead to eventually World War III. All right. So that's why these things will happen. And we happy to see it, because the scriptures say, let me grab it, Slack here. Believe it's Ecclesiasticus 25. What verse you was at on that Jeremiah? Yeah, you gonna end off on that 18 right there. I'm gonna grab this Ecclesiasticus real quick.
I stopped at 13.
Oh. Yeah, you just gonna read that to 18.
Verse 14. I've heard a rumor from the Lord, and ambassadors sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together. Saying, gather ye together and come against her and rise up to the battle. Lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Thy turbulence hath deceived thee, and a part of thy heart, O thou dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hills. Though thou shouldst make thy nest high as the eagle, I will bring you down from thence, saith the Lord. Also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, said the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall the son of man dwell in.
Right, and basically just reiterating, what Obadiah is basically reiterating this, okay, because this prophecy is going to come to pass. It haven't happened yet, okay? The Edomites are still here ruling, all right? This is going to happen, All right, the Lord is going to use the Esau Edom's own allies, his own people, to destroy themselves. You know. And so this is Ecclesiastes 25. I'm trying to find it right here in verse 7. It says, "There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy." Right? We loving it, man. We love seeing this kind of news because we know, as the scriptures say in Romans 13, our salvation draweth nigh. Okay? Yahweh Shai is about to come back soon and crack them clouds. All right? We just got to hold fast to what we have and let no man take our crown, because we are getting very, very close to the end of this thing. All right, just let alone this kind of stuff right here, this news right here, that should let you know, like, hey, some shit finna pop off soon. All right, so giving up and falling out, hey, it's not wise right now. But we ultimately understand the Lord put that in place to happen. All right. So, I can hold on, man. We almost up out of here. All right. Brother Rob, you want the Isaiah 34. We'll start at verse 1. And Brother Dubois, can you get Jeremiah 50? You're going to read, start at verse 9 on that
one. Isaiah 34. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all the things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
Mm-hmm.
And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf that falls from the vine, and as a fallen fig tree,
right,
falling fig from a fig tree.
Right, and we know what that roll, that scroll is. That's a mushroom cloud. All right. So this is alluding to World War III. All right. Continue on, verse 5.
For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
Right, and if you don't know what Idumea is, it's a Greek way of saying Edom. All right. So this is the Lord basically saying his judgment is about to fall upon the Edomites. All right, verse 6, Baba Kasha.
The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and with the fat of kidneys and rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra, a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Right. Once again, there go that Basra I mentioned again. All right. That capital city of Esau Edom. All right. And hey, when it says with the blood, it says, yeah, with the blood of lambs and goats and the fat of the kidneys of rams. Hey, you people that don't, you 2/3, you heathens, and of course you Edomites here, y'all gonna be part of that sacrifice. All right. Y'all going to be part of that sacrifice. Lord basically getting all ready. All right. Because this place is basically just going to be a big ass altar. All right. That's what it's going to be. All right. Because this place has been desperately wicked. All right. The scriptures say the sins of this place has reached into the heavens. So that's why the Lord just going to burn this bitch. All right. The ultimate sacrifice. All right. To cleanse the wickedness out the earth. All right. Verse 7.
And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and the land shall be soaked with blood, and the dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become a burning pitch. It shall not be quenched day nor night. The smoke thereof shall go forever, from generation to generation. It shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever.
Right, and basically, this place is going to be on fire for a minute. All right, and it's basically F around to find out what Yahweh Shemi Shai, and this is going to be a memorial of what not to be like. All right, this place is basically going to look like a big ass incense. That's what it's going to look like, man. Because hey, that's this because the Lord is pissed off.
a big altar.
Yep. Hey, what's the stuff, brother Gabriel Polio Santo? That's exactly what this place is gonna be. You know, this is on fire. All right. Verse 11, Baba Kasha.
It says the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it. And he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. It shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all her princes shall be nothing. And thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof, and it shall be an habitation of dragons and a court for owls.
Yep.
The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the land, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow, and the shri child also shall rest there and find herself in a place of rest.
That's it on that. But man, like that's how much destruction is coming here because hey, when the scriptures say he shall stretch out a line of confusion, hey, that's talking about hey, like you ain't gonna know what state is in which no more. You know, this is just you ain't gonna know where Missouri at, you ain't gonna know where Iowa's at no more. It's just gonna be one big vast desert, and that's why it's mentioning these desert creatures, cause that's exactly what that is the future of this place. It's just to be a big ass desert. That's what it's gonna be. And that's the judgment of the Lord. Because after this place, you know, after the smoke goes away, it's just gonna be a desert. Nobody's gonna be over here, all right, except for the animals, the desert animals. And that's the judgment upon this horde. All right, that's gonna be because of those thermonuclear missiles and them chariots raining down fire and brimstone. All right, this is going to overtop Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay.
Do you have Isaiah 14?
Mm-mm.
Can you preach up?
Yeah. We only got one more precept after this.
Isaiah 14 and 12.
Bear with me. Come on. 14 and 12. Gotcha. Just there we go.
Says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground? Which didst repeat the nation? So it's not actually talking about the spiritual demon Satan. It's actually just talking about Esau, Edom, because the word Lucifer means light bearer.
Yep.
You know, the so-called white man in this society has a secret society called the Illuminati.
Yep.
Illuminate means Illuminati is actually a Spanish word, but illuminate means to enlighten. Yep. So it means to make something clear.
Right.
You know, says, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the side of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Right. So it goes to the rulership of the so-called white man and how he set himself up as the Most High. You know, all you gotta do is just type in Jesus on Google. You know, I ain't saying do it now, but type in Jesus on Google, what's gonna come up? That white image. You know, that's why the name is important.
Yeah.
To know that the Lord's name is actually Yahweh Shai, because that name is associated with an idol.
Right. And that's exactly what I was gonna say. You know, that's why the names are important because when you calling somebody the wrong name, that name's associated to wherever it's behind. You know, so you calling them JC, that's exactly who you praying to. You praying to that false image. Okay. Now that we got the name Yahweh Shai, you know, we actually praying to the true Son of Man. Okay, the true only begotten Son. Okay, so that's why hey, the names are important. All right. I don't know.
Verse 16. They that shall see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? That did shape kingdoms, that made the waters of wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners, All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like a abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, and go down to the stones of the pit, and the carcass trodden on the feet. Right? Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned, right? For the seed of evildoers is Esau Edom. You know, because once you go into that slavery, you literally just on borrowed time to be eradicated off the face of the planet. You know, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. But I will rise up against them, said the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon, okay, the lame, the remnant, and son and nephew, said the Lord. I will also make it a possession for the bitter, and pools of water, for I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, said the Lord of hosts, right? So the Lord going to sweep you down, Edomites off the map. Well, first He's going to sweep your kingdom, then He's going to sweep you.
Yeah, that's how you know. Hey, how about me on shy? They Jakes, okay? But what do Jakes say today? They got what they call a street sweeper, you know?
Right.
So that's how you know.
You got swept.
Yeah.
You got swept in the finals, the NBA finals.
So that's going to show you hey, what the Lord finna do to you, Edomites, hey, it's gonna top everything, man. That's it on that. I can get this Jeremiah 50 here. Let's start at verse 9. It says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves array against her, for thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man, none shall return vain. Okay, so hey, this is going into America's enemies is going to take part in that destruction. Okay, you got Russia, China, Iran, who else? America got a lot of ops. That's basically what it is. North Korea. Okay. Shit, hey, even Japan. You know, Japan. You think Japan ain't gonna want their revenge on? Yeah. You know, they ain't forget that. You know, they just waiting for the right moment of time, and hey, that time is gonna be the best time. You know, when that bully getting jumped, you're like, man, I could have waited to get my hit on this nigga. You just hit him, you know. That's what everybody gonna do. They just gonna jump your ass, man. You know. And I don't know if you brothers ever saw that video that Jake was getting jumped in the park because he was trying to join the game. He was like, let him get up, let him get up. And he was telling him to fight back, and ain't nothing America gonna be able to do. It ain't gonna be able to fight back. You gonna shoot a couple missiles off, and you just gonna get obliterated. Okay. Continue on. And Chaldea shall be a spoil, and all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord Yahweh. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoice, O ye destroyers of my heritage, because ye are grown fat as a heifer at grass, and bellows as bulls. Your mother shall be confounded, she that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hintermost nations of the nations shall be a wilderness, and a dry land a desert, and your mother that's talking about Britain, okay, Great Britain, all right. Because of the wrath of Yahweh it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished. Keep hitting that button right there. Verse 13. And it says, Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her and spare none, for she has sinned against Yahweh. So there it goes. The Lord basically is about to let those arrows loose, which are the modern day what? The ICBM missiles. Okay? Like back then, you had, brothers that watched 300, when the Babylonians shot off them arrows, it covered the whole sky, man. It basically, the Persians, like it. it basically, the arrows eclipse the sky, man. Okay, this time it's going to be the missiles. Okay, and the Lord already said is going to be 200 million of them, and that's going into the warheads that's within the ICBM missiles, and like the missile Satan 2 can hold up to 12 to 15 warheads. Okay, so it makes sense why the Lord said there's going to be 200 million. Okay, because the Lord gonna make sure this place is the ultimate desert. Okay, so that's why, like, hey man, we glad to hear stuff like this because eventually NATO's allies will eventually turn on Babylon. Okay, that's really it. Brother, got any closing statements?
Yeah, I got one.
What
It's
you got?
Psalms 137, 7. It's just more proof showing you that Edom is associated with Babylon. This is what it's talking about.
137, right?
Okay. It says, verse 7, it says, remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that he had taken and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Mm-hmm.
So, why is Edom associated with Babylon? Because Babylon the Great, which is the same as that horse sitting on the beast, is the same as, you can say, the dragon, the red devil, Esau Edom, so-called white man. So Esau is associated with Babylon, which is backs up the scripture when the Lord says that Esau will be the end of the world. This man is clearly in power now. All these things are happening. Even the book of Daniel tell you that the miry clay and the miry clay and the what is it? Miry clay and yeah, that's not, it won't mix.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's going to be strife. And though they mingle themselves, there's still strife amongst them. And in the midst of their fight, that's when Yahweh Shai will come. He's that stone that's going to break it in pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So all this is happening right now, and you got a bunch of Edomites on the internet panicking because of people there. You got countries that's leaving Europe. What was the first country that left? That left the EU. I think it was Russia. Russia's. I was gonna say Britain, but I don't think it was. It was
I think it was France.
Brexit, right?
Brexit. So that's
Brexit was certain European nations backing out of
did that include Britain?
the NATO treaty. It says the withdrawal of the United Kingdom from the European
Yeah, it was the UK, which is Britain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, so that's the division. All this stuff is happening. NATO warring against each other, right? Saying America comes over here, NATO is over because they're basically saying, what's the whole point of the agreement if this horde is going to break the agreement? You know, how you going to boss us around and we all supposed to be on the same team? So that's all that division. And in the midst of that division, that's where Yahweh Shai's going to come in. So that's how you know Esau Edom is in rulership and he's the one in power.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, this is exactly what's going to go down. All right. So this tension that is here is a necessary tension because World War III is prophesied, and America's allies will turn against this place and basically blow this place up. Okay. And then the chariot is gonna be raining down fire and brimstone too. All right. So, hey, as I mentioned earlier, hey, hold fast to what y'all have, what you Akim have, and Aquathium, you sincere Aquathium. Hold fast to what you have, and let no man take your crown, because we almost up out of here, man. Just continue to watch you therefore and pray, because hey, it's soon about to happen. Because I've been kind of tripping off this lately. Doomsday clock here. Okay, the time for 2026 hasn't been revealed yet, but 2025 they revealed it. Okay, so the 2026 will be revealed January the 27th, I believe. So it says it is now 89 seconds to midnight. It says 2025 Doomsday Clock announcement, January 28, 2025. In a setting the clock 1 second closer to midnight, the Science and Security Board sends a stark signal because the world is already perilously close to a precipice. A move of even a single second should be taken as an indication of extreme danger and unmistakable warning that every second of delay in reversing course increase the probability of global disaster. So this right here, they know that it's gonna go down, man. And they talking about some reversing the course. Hey, the Lord not reversing nothing. It's gonna be going forward now, man. Okay, so who knows what 2026 might say? All right, because I think before this was at 100 in 2024. Now it's at 89. Okay, so every single year this time goes down. And hey, when midnight hit, that's when they say disaster will happen. So
I believe it was at
90, yeah, 90. I could be wrong. 90, 2024 Doomsday Clock. Yeah, it was 96. You're right, bro. Slovakia. Yep. So 2023 was at 90. 2024 is at 90, but 2025 is at 89. So it could be at 88 or 87. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Getting close, man.
So how do they, like, my question is how do they get that time period? Is that going off of the Most High's time?
I still don't know that.
I don't know how they doing it.
Yeah.
Hey, they gotta.
Yeah, I guess you have to do the math. If it's 90, 1,000 years on Earth is one day to the Most High.
So I think it just pretty much, like it said there, the doomsday serves as a symbolic warning about humanity's proximity to self-destruction. So it's like it's just the same as you can find videos of people breaking down what happened in the nuclear missile was occurred. And they got the 3D models and all that. That's just their way of trying to warn people because they're afraid of war.
Mm-hmm.
So these are just, you can say these Edomites who are concerned about, they're trying to prevent the inevitable,
Right.
which is World War III.
Mm-hmm.
So they're taking the time to try to show the world, hey, if we don't stop, we're going to commit self-destruction. It's going to happen either way.
Mm-hmm.
You think these are?
Yeah.
Mister, I'm the savior, but this motherfucker has literally ruined everything. You ruined dating, you ruined food, you ruined the water, you ruined the nuclear family.
Look, Red Horse.
Earth, you said what?
Red Horse.
Alright, and what does the Red Horse represent?
Esau Edom.
Esau Edom coming down with that sword.
So yeah, man. Hey, these are some exciting times here, man. So, Lord's willing, this is edifying to those that may watch. We gonna give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Till next time, till next class, Shalom, Kwame Sharala, Abba, Shalom.